And here now is retired Rear Admiral Mark Montgomery to join us. He's also the senior director at the Foundation for the Defense of Democracies. Thank you very much for being here to break down everything that's going on. And there's a lot of moving parts to all of this. We've got the ground operations in Iran would mark up a significant ramp up if this conflict, within the conflict, if they do happen. How likely do you believe President Trump is to approve plans like the ones we're talking about here?
Look, I'm not sure, but I hope not. And the reason I hope not is I think the ground operations that are seize and hold, which I think is what most people are talking about, seizing area, then holding it for some period like Karg Island or Larak Island or some bit of turf around Bandar Abbas. That's going to put a lot of risk to force. That means troops could be subjected to FPV or first-person view drone attacks, which I think we're not prepared for. And risk to mission. It'll commit a lot of our capability and capacity to just sustaining those troops ashore to minimize the casualties. What I hope is that if we use ground forces at all, they're more special forces, and therefore insertions and conduct a quick op and extraction, and we find out about it after the fact. That kind of ground forces, I think the American people can live with, and they'll achieve the missions we need without tremendous risk to mission, risk to force, which a large ground op would incur.
Today, regional leaders are meeting in Pakistan to discuss a possible end to the fighting. We were just talking about this. What do you think will come out of that meeting? You heard everybody that's going to be involved in that. What do you think?
So right now, I think the delta between our 15-point plan and what Iran says is pretty large. And it will be right until the delta collapses, right, where the Iranians either feel enough pressure that they come towards us, or President Trump feels too much political and economic pressure that he buckles. I'm hoping that President Trump has the stamina to do exactly what he said at his speech on Friday about 3,500 more deliberate attacks. At 400 or so a day, that's about 9 more days of deliberate attacks. And then you do what's called dynamic targeting, hit the things that make it so that you can seize control over the Straits of Hormuz, or hit the things that are threatening the United Arab Emirates, Kuwait, Bahrain with missile attacks. So deliberate plus dynamic targeting, I think for another 10 to 14 days is what's going to be necessary to set the conditions up so that we can successfully conduct convoy operations through the Straits of Hormuz and demonstrate to Iran that they don't control it. Because at the end of this conflict, we need to be in control of the Straits of Hormuz, or long-term, Iran is going to be seen as the victor and, more importantly, have control over that artery.
We've been talking to a lot of different people on this subject matter. NewsNation spoke to former Israel Prime Minister Naftali Bennett. Let's take a listen to that.
Imagine this same war 6 years from now, when Iran would have, let's say, 8 or 10 ballistic nuclear missiles with nuclear tips. What will we do then? So we understand that this preemptive action is preventing a much, much worse situation.
That's been one of the big questions, Mark. What threat would Iran have posed if we didn't act now?
Yeah. Well, that's exactly what it was. What we're doing is setting back their missile program, their drone program, their maritime program, their nuclear program, not a year, but 3, 5, 7 years, so that we can create a condition where U.S., our Arab partners in Israel can kind of flourish over a period of time and remove Iran as a threat.
Thank you very much for joining us today. And your perspective is so important. Retired Rear Admiral Mark Montgomery, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.